Hello, York Sports Network, and welcome to the fourth day of the 48th Annual Jack Tosh Holiday Classic. I'm Connor Choi, and today in this semifinal matchup, we have the St. Ignatius Wolfpack matching up with the Lyons of LT, and this should be a good one, folks. St. Ignatius with a plus 62 point differential, led by Phoenix Gill, Reggie Ray, and Richard Barron. Richard Barron shooting 54% from the field, shoots the most out of everyone on the team, so that's why his numbers are lower than guys like Phoenix Gill, who is shooting a whopping 77.8%, 14 makes on 18 tries. Barron has a free throw percentage of 80%, averages 15.3 points per game. Phoenix Gill, 12.3 points per game on 9 steals in the tournament. And the big man down low, Jackson Kentucky, not known for his scoring, but boy, can he get some rebounds. Averages 6 rebounds per game. And it'll be interesting to see how he matches up against this Lions team. LT, the most rebounds, 32 rebounds per game, most in the Tosh. They also allow 34 points per game. That is also the most in the Jack Tosh here. Both teams with great offenses as well as great defenses here. So it'll be interesting to see how this one matches up. It'll also be interesting to see how Coach Matt Monroe of the St. Ignatius Wolfpack uses his 5-star D lineman, Justin Scott. Yesterday, we saw him use not only Kentucky, but also Scott to contain Stefan Sisic of Riverside Brookfield, and it worked pretty nicely. Joining with me today, Gavin Connolly, as tip-off is moments away. You're watching the Jack Tosh semifinals live on York Sports Network.
Hello everybody, just moments away from tip-off. It's going to be Graham Smith of LT and Jackson Kentucky of St. Ignatius at the tip. And here it is, won by Ignatius and led by their point guard, Phoenix Gill. Over on the right here to Reggie Ray. We have a very big crowd here at the Dick Campbell Gymnasium at York High School in Elmhurst, Illinois. It's Richard Barron with it. He's committed to play at George Mason next year. Barron on the wing, gets a screen. Now shaking and baking. Lions known for their team defense. Phoenix Gill now, over to Barron, trying to free up him. Now he finds an open three. Off the mark, and it's rebounded, pulled away by Graham Smith, and now senior Jackson Diego is trying to push the pace. Diego gets to the elbow, moving it around the arc. Diego now at the top of the key. Diego on Kentucky, a bit of a mismatch. He gets the screen, kick to the corner to Polanowski. Off the mark, Nick Polanowski, the leading scorer for the Lions in this tournament. Up, running the break is Ignatius, and you see a huge block there by Polanowski, calling his number early, sending back Phoenix Gill's floater.
Polanowski not only averaging 13 points per game, but he's also great defensively as he's got 5 steals.
Inside to Phoenix Gill. Oh, he was short on the little bunny hook. No score early here. Jab by Matt DeSimone, trying to get into the lane. Now Jackson Diego with it. Down low, Polanowski on Barron. Turns, fires, it's good. First points of the game go in favor of the Lions.
Nice job there by LT, moving the ball around very well and scoring that easy basket. It'll be interesting to see how Ignatius responds.
Richard Barron on the floater, no good. An unlucky bounce there. Diego downhill with the left hand, scoop, can't score. And the rebound pulled down by Jackson Kentucky, who stands at 6'9". He's going to be playing basketball at Miami of Ohio next year. Inside, there is Kentucky. Oh, he got swatted by the backboard. Out of bounds, going down to the Lions.
LT getting some help with the hoop right there, kind of blocking Kentucky there. Kentucky unable to rebound once he goes up and hits the backboard. So the Wolfpack yet to score, and here come the Lions.
Polanowski. Graham Smith kicks to Niego. Niego frees up space, mid-range, off the back of the rim and out. And they're going to say red ball. That's St. Ignatius going down.
Nice job right there to create separation, and he got a little bit more space on the step back, but just put a little bit too much power in it as that mid-ranger was long.
Barron inside to Kentucky. Kentucky tried to go for the slam. He thought he got hit, but no call. Still a 2-0 game. Now Polanowski kicks to an open shooter in the corner. It's good! That was number 14, Connor Carroll. And a big three-pointer from the corner extends the lead to 5.
Great sequence from LT right there. Kentucky thought he had the foul.
And Barron answers on the other end. Number 23 making his presence heard. He missed on his first attempt earlier, but makes up for it there with a huge three-pointer, digging into this Lions lead.
3 by Lyons, and then a 3 by Richard Barron. Great job responding right back and making a 5-point lead into just a 2-point lead.
DeSimone, guarded by Ray. Now it's a kick to Polanowski. Polanowski on the drive, right to the basket. Oh, he goes untouched. Nick Polanowski on the board now, 4 points.
Polanowski, such a special player. You see that athleticism help him get the bucket there.
And it traveled there by Phoenix Gill. That's an early mistake, Coach Matt Monroe said. Telling him to keep his head up. Now the Lions will inbound right in front of their own bench.
LT with a little bit of a student section today, as LaGrange not too far from Elmhurst, so that may affect the Wolfpack, as it may seem like they're playing an away game here in this one.
Diego gets inside the lane, gets space, and gets it to fall. An early timeout here by Matt Monroe. LT opens with a 9-3 run. Connor, what have they done well so far?
They've done a great job controlling the pace of the game. They're making sure the Wolfpack don't play at their own flow. The Lions are setting the tone on offense early. You see Niego there with the step back, getting enough space and knocks the shot down. Coach Monroe forced to take a timeout, probably talking about some defensive scheming here, as St. Ignatius not used to being down early, but they fall early here in the first quarter. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left to go.
No, and this is definitely going to be the toughest team that St. Ignatius has played, save for the Gonzaga Eagles of Washington, D.C., which is basically a prep school designed to be a basketball powerhouse. But the battle of in-state undefeateds here today, and so far, LT's thrown the first punch.
It'd be really nice to see St. Ignatius score here, as they're down 6, and this was just a 5-3 game here, folks, so it'd be nice to see them cut into the Lions' lead a little bit.
Reggie Ray over to John Kemp. Same 5 out there. Lions shifting their full court pressure now into a 2-3 zone. Ignatius taking their time. John Kemp passes to the corner. Kemp out to Ray. Ray to the basket, off the glass and in for 2. Some great airtime there from Reggie Ray.
Nice job by Ray there, picking up the bucket. Reggie Ray had his breakout game against Riverside Brookfield, continuing his high scoring here in this semifinal matchup.
Niego kicks. Three-pointer on its way, and it's in! Lyons Township scorching the nets here early. The latest was a 3 from Matthew DeSimone.
DeSimone showing that you don't need to be wide open to score on this Ignatius defense. Had a hand in his face and knocks the 3 over the St. Ignatius defender.
Graham Smith gets called for a foul as he wrapped around Jackson Kentucky.
Crowd is really letting the refs hear it. A couple of you're terribles and thrown into the mix here.
Yeah, a lot of energy being brought here by Lions and their fans.
Most packed the Dick Campbell Gym has been almost all tournament here.
Reggie Ray Over to Barron. Barron gonna take a deep three, but it's way short. Polanowski to rebound.
Heavily contested on there. I'm not sure how much I like that deep of a three with a hand in your face.
Phoenix Gill trying to make up for it now. He's running the break with the left hand. Can't finish. Richard Barron, offensive rebound, and the putback is good. Took 2 tries for Richard Barron, but Ignatius secures the 2 points, only down by 5 now.
Big second chance basket right there for St. Ignatius. These are going to be key throughout the game, as both defenses are very good. LT averaging 34 rebounds a game, 32, the most in the tournament. So every offensive rebound St. Ignatius can get will be a very important one.
Diego, floater, it's good.
He did it again. Second off-balance mid-ranger shot, and he nails like he had both his feet set. This kid's jumper, one of the best on the court right now, and he's making his presence known early in this game.
Now Gill gets a screen, tries to kick it out to Ray. Now Gill receiving it on the baseline, pressured, and Lyons is there to intercept it. Good defense there by Nick Polanowski. He goes to his left hand, he's fouled. And 2 free throws coming up for Nick Polanowski. Can get up and down the court so quickly, it took him only 3 dribbles to get from rim to rim.
Great job by Polanowski, recognizing that his team had the numbers. There were only one St. Ignatius guy really in the vicinity, and he rushes down and picks up the foul, and he'll have a chance to extend this lead from 7 to 9.
First one is good. And now into the game is number 34. That's Justin Scott. A very talented football player, but Ignatius gonna really need him for his rebounding here. Hopefully his size will be able to help stop Polanowski, who is a free throw away from scoring an early 6 points. Knocks it down, and the Lions had their largest lead of the game with 9 already.
Ignatius running the big lineup here. Barron 6'5", Scott 6'5", 310, and Kiteki standing at 6'9", so hopefully they'll be able to get more rebounds.
Richard Barron gets his 2nd bucket of the day. Excuse me, his 3rd. He's up to 7 now. Polanowski on the drive, and he's sent back by Jackson Kiteki. Oh, wow.
Kiteki says, not today, not in my house, as he rejects the LT player, trying to pick up the bucket there.
And he does it on the other end as well, scoring over Polanowski. Jackson Kiteki coming ready to play, and now St. Ignatius with some momentum. Coach Monroe is fired up.
He loves every bit of it right now, as St. Ignatius getting closer and closer to LT's lead.
In the lane, DeSimone, and he dragged his pivot foot. That's a travel. So Lyons a little shaken up here. Ignatius has had back-to-back possessions now where they've really looked good. On the other side, it's Coach Tom Sloan for the Lions, another very well-respected head coach. Final 10 seconds here. Reggie Ray going to take it slow. He's going to get the screen, goes to his left hand, kicks it out. Kiteki in the post, he slips, and a travel call. 1.7 on the clock.
Kiteki with the hard fall there, and there's nothing you can really do about that. The second the pivot foot comes up off the ground, that refs have to signal the travel.
Full court heave is just short by Jackson Diego, and that's where we stand after one. It's a 16-11 lead for the Lions of LT. Before the second quarter, we'd like to quickly thank our sponsors, and that's our Elmhurst Small Businesses, Elmhurst Photo Boutique, family owned and community involved, Kelly Stetler of Compass Realty, and the Sutter Law Group for all your personal injury and defense litigation. Thank you to our amazing YSN sponsors. Connor, you know, St. Ignatius kind of went on a little mini run there, had the travel late, but able to kind of slow down this Lions momentum. What else do you think they need to do to really pull ahead here in the second quarter?
Yeah, they have to, they're really in past games, they've relied on playing the game at their own pace, running the offense, slowing it down when needed, and they really haven't been able to do that this game. If they're able to do that, they should have a much easier time getting the ball in the basket. You kind of saw it there for those couple of possessions right there. If they can continue to do that throughout the second quarter and the rest of the game, St. Ignatius' offense should really start to pick up, as if you find Richard Barron for more open looks, he should be en route to another 20-point game, just like against Riverside Brookfield.
Yeah, and he's off to a really good start already. 7 of the team's 11 here in the opening frame. It's been big men galore on the other side. We've already touched on Nick Polanowski. He's got 6 as well. Carter Reed's checked into the game for Lyons Township. But other than that, it's their same 4 starters. The same 5 who finished the quarter, they're out there for St. Ignatius. Lyons Township with the ball to start. Diego goes to his right. Now cutting into the lane with his left, floater off the glass, no good. Fight for the rebound, it's going to be Diego with it, and ripped out of the hands by Reggie Ray. Ray looking to push, Euro loses it, now gets it back. Phoenix Gill open for 3, off the mark. Pulled in by Polanowski.
Just missed it there. Wide open look, though. That's what I like to see. If you can get more of those wide open looks, eventually the shots are going to fall, as this team's too talented to be consistently missing.
Connor Carroll with it, over to Diego, able to get by Gill. Nice pass down low, and finds it open Carroll in the corner, who hits nothing but net. Second three-pointer for Connor Carroll.
St. Ignatius is going to have to shore up that perimeter defense. You can't be leaving sharpshooters like that open in the corner, as you're already playing catch-up basketball. You cannot give them more points to extend their lead.
Richard Barron goes in and out from deep. Now Diego. Oh, pass was over the head of Connor Carroll. He had him open on the block. Carroll saying to his team to settle down a little bit. That one a little out of control by Diego.
Diego trying to speed it up, catch St. Ignatius off guard, but he almost hit the gas pedal too hard and he lost control. And that results in a Lyons Township turnover.
Lyons shifting their ball press to their half-court 2-3 zone. It's Barron down low to Katecki on the block, and he turns it over. Katecki frustrated with himself. That was just an off-target pass. He was trying to kick it out for Richard Barron,
Yeah,
but rushed that one a little bit.
Katecki signaling my bad, as he knows that was not the best pass he could have made. And unfortunately, that's going to cut that St. Ignatius possession short, as LT is going to get the ball back.
Offensive foul here by the Lions. Katecki's going to take a seat here. Number 33, Sean Clavadetcher, coming back on for the Wolfpack.
Clavadetcher stands at 6'6". He got a lot of time once St. Ignatius started to pull away against Riverside Brookfield. He looked really solid, so he must have played himself into some more minutes here, as he's coming in much earlier than he did yesterday.
Three-pointer, Phoenix Gill, off the back of the rim and out. Katecki already at the scorer's table. And an offensive foul here. Charge taken by Carter Reed off the bench.
Reggie Ray can't believe that they called an offensive charge right there. He really thought he got fouled and thought he was due for a trip to the line. The Lions still have an 8-point lead here. It's been a couple possessions for each team since someone has scored.
Polanowski on the wing. And a good steal by Phoenix Gill. He's looking to run the floor. Goes up, and he's fouled. 2 shots upcoming. It'll be shot by Phoenix Gill, son of NBA star back in the day, Kendall Gill. Played for the Hornets and played for the Bulls, as well as a couple other teams.
Phoenix Gill has his jumper just like his dad. Looks pretty much identical, and as he goes up there, didn't have the numbers on his side, but he's able to draw the foul.
Gill connects on the first. Justin Scott back in as Clavadetcher will take a seat.
Scott, 310 pounds, but he moves extremely well for someone that size. Moves better on the basketball court than some guys 30 to 40 pounds lighter than him. His footwork is absolutely incredible.
Definitely, Scott is a very valuable asset for the St. Ignatius team. They're going to need him to play very big against a stellar Lyons team. It's Polanowski guarded by Barron, a little ball fake. Now he's going to take a fadeaway, but he can't get the friendly roll, and Katecki clears it away.
Not the best shot there, as he had Katecki and Barron on him.
Barron on the other end, and it's ripped away by Carter Reed in traffic. A full court pass by Carter Reed to number 11, Matt DeSimone. It goes off his hands. Phoenix Gill was challenging there. Gill inside to Scott. Scott in the middle, trying to penetrate this 2-3 zone. Now it's Barron. Barron trying to get space. Barron in the lane, and he traveled. It looked like a reach-in foul at first glance, but the refs are going to say Richard Barron traveled. Ignatius down 6 here with 5 minutes to go in the half.
Definitely looked like more of a reach-in foul to me. It almost looked like they reached in to try and get the ball, and he was forced to move his pivot foot, but the refs see the travel over the reach-in.
Now it's Niego on the other end to Polanowski. Polanowski going right at Richard Barron. Now it's Carroll in the corner, Katecki guarding him. Niego, pick and roll with Polanowski. In the corner, now it's Reed. Niego dribbles it back off, he's gonna reset the offense. Mismatch down low. And Ignatius recognizes it, but still a foul on the drive by Connor Carroll, and he gets 2 free throws.
I didn't think there was much contact besides the hand hitting the ball there, but the refs are going to call a foul. And that is going to send Connor Carroll to the line with a chance to extend this lead even further for LT.
Yeah, Carroll, a nice role player for this Lions team, but already up to 7 points now. He's the leading scorer thus far in the first half. Nice to see him having a good game in front of a big crowd.
Carroll shooting 90% from behind the charity stripe in this one, so not the guy you want to send to the free throw line.
Off the mark there, but he gets it back and gets it home for 2. So the dream scenario, even though Connor, the announcer's jinx, full in play there. Ray with it, pressured by the Lions. Now it's Phoenix Gill. Inside to Katecki, and it's jarred loose. Connor Carroll has been everywhere in this first half. Niego with it now. Spotting up, open three-pointer, no good. And a foul, they're gonna call it on the floor by Richard Barron. And that's only Barron's first, but the frustration starting to build here with St. Ignatius.
Ignatius not happy with a lot of the calls these referees are making, and I think it's just a little bit of that, but more so they're not playing to the standard that they're used to playing.
Three-pointer by Polanowski, it's short, and a fight for the rebound, and it's won by Justin Scott. Good battle there. Reggie Ray now up to Barron. Barron throws it up, Katecki comes down with it. Now he's fouled, but he can't convert the N1. Coach Monroe applauding.
Katecki wishes he got the bucket there. He shows a bit of disgust on his face after that play. I bet you he wishes that ball went in, but he will have a chance to cut into this LT lead.
First one for Katecki, nothing but net. Katecki goes 1 for 2. Now Niego pushing the pace right to the rim. Oh, and it rattles home. How about Jackson Niego, lightning quick and able to knife through the defense in the front court.
Already got 6 points in this half, and he's been a big contributing member to the fact that LT already has a 10-point lead on St. Ignatius.
Foul called on the Lions as Richard Barron was able to find space in the lane. 6th foul of the half for the Lions. One more and St. Ignatius will be in the bonus. Ignatius misses again. That one went all the way around and out for Barron.
Barron's free throw attempt went around the world, as some might say, and it leaves the orbit as it falls and hits the floor.
Barron goes 1 for 2.
Thing to keep in mind, 3:17 left to go in this half, and LT has already committed 6 fouls, one more, and St. Ignatius is in the bonus. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out if they end up reaching the bonus in this half.
Polanowski in the corner, setting a screen for DeSimone. Carroll thought about a three-pointer, now gets inside the lane, going up with the left hand, and it's good. 11 points for Connor Carroll.
Connor Carroll, not who you would assume to have the most points, but he does here.
And a slam by Katecki, and he says, on your head. He's fired up.
Katecki staring down Connor Carroll, and I love to see it. Give him the death stare, Katecki.
Gotta be careful there. The officials have been calling technicals on those dunk taunts. A 3 on the other end by the Lions, and it's fought for and ripped away by Reggie Ray. Now Richard Barron on the other end, hop steps, flip layup, and he is fouled. So Ignatius now really playing with some pace here these last few possessions. Richard Barron back to the line for 2 more.
A great job by Barron there. Great body control, just moving the hand, keeping the rest of his body still able to draw the foul there. And back to the rebound, I really like Justin Scott. He's getting in there, he's getting physical, hits the ball to Reggie Ray, and that really just starts this entire play.
Another missed free throw here for Barron and Ignatius as a team. Got to imagine that Coach Monroe is going to emphasize focus a little bit more. Just not really sure what's going on for the Wolfpack. Second one also no good. But fortunately, Ignatius will get it back. Richard Barron 1 for 4 from the line here in this first half.
I think it's got to do something with the LT fans behind us making a lot of noise. I'm sure Coach Monroe saying that's no excuse.
But he makes up for it right there. An and one layup, just using his size to muscle his way.
Nice play by Barron right there. And back to what I was saying, these LT fans are making a lot of noise. It could be getting in Richard Barron's head. I'm sure Coach Monroe saying that's no excuse. These are free throws you should be making.
As he converts on a three-point play there, and just like that, only a 6-point Lions lead.
St. Ignatius starting to find a bit more rhythm here in this one as LT cooling off quite a bit in the second quarter.
Diego slips, but he's still able to dump it off to Carter Reed, who can't hang on. Now DeSimone finding Carroll. Carroll off the glass for 2 more. Right place, right time for Connor Carroll. Ignatius already down on the other end. Phoenix Gill ran out of room, still able to dump it off to Richard Barron. He has it on the wing, inside. Down low to Katecki, who missed it, and on the follow-up, he's frustrated with himself. That was a short little bunny shot, but he will be going to the line for 2 more. Probably could have been another 3-point play, though.
Katecki knows. He usually makes those 9 times out of 10, and at a high leverage situation like this, when you're trailing by 8 points, I bet you he wishes he gets that back.
First one goes down for Katecki, and it was a great entry pass by Sean Clavadetcher as Reggie Ray takes a quick breather on the bench. John Kemp back in for the Wolfpack. 2 for 2 from the line for Katecki.
Even though he missed that layup, it's a great job by Jackson Katecki coming back and making both free throws and making this a 6-point game.
Diego on the wing. DeSimone down low. 2 more for Carter Reed. 2 for 22. And now Phoenix Gill on the other end. We're approaching a minute of play here in this first half.
Ignatius taking their time, looking for the perfect shot.
Richard Barron from way downtown.
Wow, and that's why George Mason wants him to come play. This man shows off his NBA range with that shot.
And now it's Polanowski, guarded by Richard Barron. Good defense by him as Ignatius now bringing up the ball. It's Sean Kemp. Gill in the corner now. Klavedetcher was flashing. Barron. Over to Kemp. Final 30 seconds. Inside to Klavedetcher. Mid-range bucket. It gets it to go. Sean Klavedetcher on the board. His first bucket.
Klavedetcher, not the biggest shooting threat, but you cannot leave him wide open like that because he is good enough to hit his open looks as he does right there.
St. Ignatius crowd gaining some life here. It's a one-possession game. Final play here, and it's tipped out of bounds. Sean Klavedetcher, good defense, but the ref is going to say last touch on Ignatius. 4.1 on the clock as Lyons will try and get a shot off here. DeSimone to inbound. Gets it into Polanowski. Pump fakes. Three-pointer on the way. It's good. Clutch three-pointer for Nick Polanowski to end the half. LT going into the halftime break with a 6-point lead.
Wow, what a shot right there. He gets Barron with a pump fake, gets him to fully commit, jump up, and he's got a wide open three-pointer right there. I've loved everything LT has done so far, and Ignatius is showing signs of getting better as the game is going. But how about Connor Carroll absolutely exploding? He's got 14 points in this. No, he has got
13 first half points.
13 first half points for a guy who was averaging 6 points a game. I don't think anybody saw this coming. I certainly didn't. My eyes were focused on Nick Polanowski, and he's not having a bad first half himself. He's got 9. Richard Barron for St. Ignatius has 14. I think Ignatius just needs to move the ball a little bit better and make their free throws, and this is a much closer game, only down 6 points, so it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make in the half. It'll also be interesting to see what Coach Monroe talks about.
Yeah, Ignatius missed 5 free throws in those first half. If they make those, it's a very different story here. But we're going to take a quick break, not before we thank our sponsors for this YSN stream. And those are our Elmhurst small businesses. Kelly Stetler of Compass Realty, Elmhurst Photo Boutique, family owned and community loved. And of course, the Sutter Law Group for all your personal injury and defense litigation. Thank you, YSN sponsors. We also want to quickly remind you that the Jack Tosh Holiday Classic will continue tomorrow as we will have the Consolation Championship game and, of course, the championship game. Tomorrow, all games will be live on York Sports Network. And with that, we're going to be taking a quick break here. Lions up 6. We will see you in 8 minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Yort Sports Network with Connor Troy. I am Gavin Connolly. In the first half, or start of the second half here in the 48th annual Tosh Holiday Classic semifinal game, the Lions of LT lead the Wolfpack of St. Ignatius 33-27. Connor, when looking at the first half stats, what really jumps out to you?
So obviously you have Richard Barron leading the way for St. Ignatius and Connor Carroll leading the way for LT. Connor Carroll has 13, Richard Barron has 14 points. But the biggest thing is team shooting. Phoenix Gill over 5 from the field, and St. Ignatius as a team shooting 25% from 3 and 37.5 total field goal percentage. As for LT, they are hot from behind the arc, shooting 44%, and their total field goal percentage is 54%. So they're feeling the stroke in the first half. Let's see if that translates to the second half. As for St. Ignatius, if they can start to knock down some shots, and I know we talked about some missed free throws, but those 3 missed free throws by Richard Barron, the only missed free throws, is they're 7 from 10 from the line, and that translates to a pretty good free throw percentage. If they can continue to hit their free throws, I think the second half will continue to be as close as the first half, and this game could go either direction.
Start of the second half, it's going to be Ignatius ball to start. Lions shifting to man-to-man defense here. We saw them in a 2-3 zone for the majority of the time. Richard Barron guarded by Matt DeSimone. Dump off to Kentucky. Oh, he almost went for the murderous dunk, but instead it's going to go off the back of the rim, and Lyons going to come down with it. Polanowski on the other end misses a 3, and they're going to call it out of bounds. Ball back with the Wolf Pack.
Yeah, Kentucky nearly with the monster jam right there. Just couldn't get it, and fortunately for him, LT not able to capitalize on the change of pace.
Feeding the middleman, that's Kentucky. John Kemp with it now. Lions back in their 2-3 zone. Barron on the wing. Barron gonna take a 3, and he knocks another one down. Richard Barron, one of his better shooting performances, now up to 17 points, but a miscommunication in the corner, and another 3 from Connor Carroll. He had the hot hand in the first half, now up to 16 points.
Richard Barron there with a nice 3. He's got ice in his veins, but not great perimeter defensive awareness as he lets a wide open 3 for LT occur.
You know, it always seems to sting a little bit and take out some of the victory of knocking down a deep three-pointer like Barron just did when you give up a three-pointer immediately on the other end.
Yeah, especially when you're down, it hurts just a little bit more as you thought you were getting closer to closing in on that lead.
Almost a turnover there by St. Ignatius. Almost a charge as well. Kemp inside the lane, and he's blocked by who else? Connor Carroll. Last touch by John Kemp, so ball back with LT.
Connor Carroll with his breakout game tonight, and the LT crowd is loving every second of it. This kid has come out of nowhere in the most important game of the Jack Tosh for the LT for Lions.
Jackson Niego calling for the screen. Niego pull up. Another mid-range bucket for Jackson Niego. That's where he made his money in this first half.
Niego continuing with his strong first half performance into the second half. With a nice mid-ranger there, it extends the LT's lead to 8 points.
Three-pointer from Kentucky. Off the back of the rim. Niego pushing the pace, picked up by Jackson Kentucky. Dumps it off Polanowski. Mid-range, fade away. Short, and it goes off Kentucky. I don't think he was ready for that one. And it goes through his hands, off his knee, and LT will inbound underneath.
Not sure what Kentucky was doing right there. It fell straight down, and he started jumping up, and that led to the ball hitting him and going out of bounds.
Niego, three-pointer is short. Sean Klavedetcher, the rebound. And an interception, but knocked out of bounds. Nick Polanowski with it.
Ignatius probably looking to get a quick bucket here. So trailing 8 points.
Phoenix Gill in the mid-range. That's in and out. Tipped away by Graham Smith, and Niego looking to run. Almost a steal there by Gill, but it leaves room for Polanowski, who dumps it up to Smith. Smith with the right hand. 2 more for Graham Smith in the lane. LT is fired up. Coach Monroe is not pleased. A good start to the second half for the Lions. Very similar to the way that they started off the first half. Pretty hot. Their lead reaching double digits once again. They're up 40-30.
Yeah, Ignatius again falling behind after what seemed like improvement towards the end of the second half and kind of in the first couple possessions of the third quarter. But now it's a 10-point game, and Coach Monroe forced to use another one of his timeouts early in the second half. Hopefully for him, the Wolfpack will be able to rebound nicely. As for LT, just keep doing what you're doing. You guys are looking as sharp as ever here in the semifinal game.
Yeah, you know, that's just a credit to the coaching right there. Coach Tom Sloan, he took his team to the championship game last year before they got crushed by the Glenbard West Buzzsaw. But, you know, they came prepared. They came ready to play. And they've been able to take away some of the big players from Ignatius, holding Phoenix Gill to a subpar performance. And Jackson Kentucky hasn't been his usual self as well. Phoenix Gill now bringing the ball up, guarded by Polanowski. Gill gets into the lane, off the glass, still no good. Still looking for his first points of the day. Polanowski. Good defense by Richard Barron, but it's back to Connor Carroll. Carroll, they're going to say a foul on the floor.
My God, I know it didn't count, but Justin Scott gets up there as after the whistle, LT tried just throwing it in the basket. Justin Scott gets up there and smacks it away.
Risky pass there for LT. They're going to say it was tipped by Ignatius first. Matt DeSimone recovering and Niego resetting. Niego gets a screen. A long pass by Niego. Coach Sloan clapping his hands in frustration. He knew Niego rushed that one a little bit.
This is a pretty important offensive possession here for St. Ignatius, trying to stop the bleeding here as they're down 10 right now.
Pick and roll from Richard Barron and Justin Scott. 3-ball, Barron off the rim and out. Polanowski passes it. DeSimone, oh, he had the room, but just couldn't finish it off. Now Barron the other way. Barron kicks. Levedetcher. Now Ray gets a screen from Scott. Now Scott down low, goes up, and good contest there from Graham Smith. Strength on strength right there. Now Niego kicks in the corner. Polanowski, three-pointer. It's good! Nick Polanowski hitting big shot after big shot. Up to 12 points now. LT just growing their lead here. 43-30 with 3:20 in the third.
When you go the 3 people in the paint right there to try and trap them, and there's a guy in the corner, it's a pretty easy decision to pass it.
Richard Barron slicing and dicing and drawing a foul on the other end. LT disagrees, but it's going to be a foul on Carroll.
Back to what I was saying, when you have the 3 people to try and trap him in the paint, he can just quickly throw it to the guy in the corner, and he's got a wide open 3. And when you're shooting behind the arc the way LT has so far in this game, it's very dangerous to leave a guy open in the corner.
Barron struggled from the free throw line in the first half, able to knock that one down. Carter Reed comes in for the Lions.
Give Connor Carroll a break here, so one of the main scorers for LT on the bench. This could be a prime time for St. Ignatius here. Make a bit of a comeback as it's now an 11-point game.
Niego floater, it's good. Jackson Niego, just a master in the pick and roll. Looking like Chris Paul a little bit with a great passing ability and good mid-range game as well. Nick Polanowski is fired up after the self-inflicted turnover by St. Ignatius. Gill dribbled it off his foot and it rolled into the backcourt. Ball now with LT.
The last thing you wanted there if you're the Wolfpack was a turnover, and it just hits off a foot right there and rolls over into the LT side of the court.
And a travel there called on Nick Polanowski.
Ignatius hits the lottery there with that travel, and they'll get the ball right back, hoping to cut into this 45-32 lead that LT possesses.
Pressure from Niego. Now it's Barron. Barron spinning. Barron rejected by Carter Reed. Good defense by the Lions to send help when it was needed. Polanowski in transition, three-pointer, it's good! Polanowski on top of the world right now, and he lets everybody know it.
Wow, what transition. Carter Reed says not today to Richard Barron, and Polanowski gets the ball, knocks down the three. This man's got ice in his veins right now as he extends the lead to 16.
Another huge bucket for the Lions. Coming off the hands of number 35, we're going to step aside with 2:11 remaining in the third quarter. But Ignatius now facing their biggest deficit of the tournament. We'll see how they respond coming up next. Back to the action here. Ignatius coming out of the timeout, down 16. Huge final 2 minutes here for them. They really do need to stop the bleeding, just as you said earlier, Connor.
Yeah, not a good sight in the third quarter if you're St. Ignatius right now, but there's still a lot of basketball left to be played.
Oh, Phoenix Gill got open. Polanowski looked like he rolled an ankle or something. Still running fine. But fortunate that Phoenix Gill missed the open mid-range. Niego again in the pick and roll. Off the glass, and it's good for two more. Jackson Niego unstoppable in the pick and roll right now. Everything clicking offensively for the Lions.
Niego, Carroll, and Polanowski. The big three for LT right now as they've all combined for majority of their points in this one.
John Kemp gets cut off. Now Reggie Ray testing his luck from deep, and that's very long. Not really his game. And Polanowski trying to punish Ignatius. And he dribbled it off his foot.
Reggie Ray not having a good day. Only attempted one shot in the first half, and it was a 2-point field goal, which he made. But in this second half, he's not connecting, as you see by that air ball that wasn't even close to the basket.
Barron steps back, three-pointer. It's good. Nothing but net for number 23. Barron trying to get going here as we hit under a minute to play in the third quarter.
Nice shot by Richard Barron there. Absolutely disgusting step back.
Niego on the other end. 14 points for him. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because Jackson Niego's got it going on right now.
Speaking of step backs, not a three-pointer, but he hits that two-pointer contested.
Foul on the floor against on Lyons against Richard Barron. DeSimone. Second foul for him in the second of the half for the Lions. Kemp inbounding. Barron, another three-pointer, this time way short. Gill on the rebound and sent back, but a foul. Graham Smith is in disbelief. I don't know if they're going to call it on him.
They will, and I do not agree with that call right there. That looked to be all ball. Ignatius was trying to run just a simple catch and shoot. Barron missed it, and then on the rebound was Phoenix Gill, and it looked like a clean block, but they're going to call it a foul. And it's a big foul to draw if you're St. Ignatius right now.
Gill knocks down the first. Oh for 2, Kentucky fighting for the board on the ground, and they're going to say staying here on this end. So St. Ignatius, an opportunity for more points. They only have 20 seconds to work with. Kemp again to inbound. Gets it to Barron in the corner. Matt DeSimone is guarding him. Final 15, Barron spinning, trying to back down the smaller. Kicks it out to Ray. No good. And LT trying to score now. Final 5 seconds. Polanowski, another transition 3. No good. Tip in, no good. So that's where we stand through 3 quarters. Nick Polanowski was really showing up in that third quarter. Got his point total to 15 now. And he really helped LT extend the lead 52-36. Connor, it's kind of desperation time now for the Wolfpack. What adjustments do they need to make to get back into this one?
Not only do you need to start defending the 3-ball better, that is something you've needed to do all game. You weren't able to make the adjustment in the third quarter. They really need it now. They also need their shots to hit. Reggie Ray without any second half points, I believe. And Phoenix Gill, not his usual self, is not having a good game. This offense pretty much carried by Richard Barron right now with 22 of St. Ignatius' 36. And LT, this was expected to be a close game, many favoring St. Ignatius, myself included, but LT is really proving everyone wrong, coming in and dominating through 3 quarters. There's still a whole quarter left to go, and this is when St. Ignatius could really start to shine if their adjustments come through and their shots start to fall.
We'll see how this fourth quarter shakes out. We want to quickly thank our YSN sponsors, our Elmhurst Small Businesses of Elmhurst Photo Boutique, Kelly Stetler of Compass Realty, and the Sutter Law Group. Thank you, sponsors. Final frame here. We're at York High School for the Jack Tosh semifinal. Immediately, Ignatius sends a double on Diego, but he's able to evade it. Lyons moving the ball around, and it's DeSimone getting right to the basket. Wow, how about the poise there from Lyons? Just quick passes, and DeSimone not afraid to take it to the rack. An easy 2 for the Lions.
DeSimone absolutely getting by Kentucky very easily. Kentucky not the fastest on the court in those quick passes. Too much for him to handle.
Kentucky misses the shot, and I believe a foul will be called on the Wolfpack. Number 14 for Lyons checks in. That's Connor Carroll.
Their 3 leading scorers, those 2 responsible for 35 of the 54 points. Those 3 combined have almost outscored St. Ignatius' entire team.
A foul on Barron at half court. Getting a little bit too physical there. But I like the mentality there from St. Ignatius. Even though he picked up the foul, they really need to dial up the aggression here. They can't let Lyons dribble and pass all over them again.
Gym really starting to fill up here. There's some people who can't find a seat, so they're forced to stand here in this one.
Turnover there from LT. Richard Barron, hop stepping, fouled, 2 free throws upcoming. Richard Barron with 22 already. The George Mason commit gets 2 more.
Winner of this game will take on the winner of Rolling Meadows and Bolingbrook. That one will be played in the Campbell Gym live on York Sports Network. Cameron Christie leading Rolling Meadows to a semifinal appearance after he made it to the semis last year after in which he was knocked out by the eventual champions Glenbard West, led by the freshman at Gonzaga now, Braden Huff.
0 for 2 again, but Kentucky fighting for the rebound, so not all hope is lost on this possession for Ignatius. Swinging it around, Barron pump fake, Euro step, no call, but Barron still gets the 2-pointer anyways, so making up for the missed free throws there, although I'm sure he's still very frustrated with himself. Ignatius down 16, final 7 minutes. Polanowski now must have gotten hit because, as LT calls a timeout, he has a tissue in his nose right now, likely to stop blood, showing his toughness and competitive spirit.
Coach Sloan saying that number 15, Graham Smith, was holding his head. He's asking the refs, how can you not stop play there? The ref saying, either I didn't see it or I'm not really sure what he said to him.
Yeah, likely a case of the refs didn't see it.
That would be very bad if he saw it and neglected him, as concussion's a big deal in the sports world now, as the more famous case is being Tua Tagovailoa, as he has entered the concussion protocol. You just need to be so careful, especially with young athletes, as their minds are not fully developed. So hopefully they'll make sure he's all right. But LT continuing in dominant fashion as they're up 54-38 in this one. And Gavin, I don't know about you, but it feels like at no point have I ever thought St. Ignatius is starting to regain control of this game. It has been nothing but LT in this one.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is credit to LT. They came in so prepared, but this is as bad as Ignatius has been beaten, really. I mean, they just look very underwhelmed. Like, LT has just frankly outplayed them in nearly every aspect of the game. And Ignatius, they're still a very talented team, but just badly outmatched here tonight. And now really time is not on their side as they look to try and correct things.
Yeah, I really thought Ignatius' size would be a huge headache to LT, but they have had no problem handling Jackson Katecki and Justin Scott.
It's Niego now. Had the hot hand in the third quarter. Polanowski in the corner. Another 3 for him. He's got 4 in the second half alone.
18 points. Are you kidding me? This kid is something special right here.
Reggie Ray can't connect on the other end. Now LT. Another one and done possession for Ignatius. Reed down low. Pump faking. Goes up. Can't get the friendly roll. Now a scramble for it, and it's going to be secured by John Kemp of St. Ignatius. Barron pushing the pace, gets downhill. Off the glass, no good. Reed secures the rebound. Nick Polanowski was open, screaming for the ball. Now he takes it himself, but he couldn't get the finish with the left hand. Graham Smith on the follow-up, also no good. Cleared away by Ignatius.
St. Ignatius running out of time here. They're really going to have to start scoring here, as there's a bucket.
Reggie Ray connecting for 2. A long pass, Carter Reed open. Oh, that got lost in transition. Coach Monroe scratching his head. We've seen that a couple times for Ignatius, not getting back on defense.
Not really sure how you could let your man get that far away from you.
Jackson Katecki in the corner. Big 3-pointer. He's missed a couple early ones, but now getting into double digits finally. It's number 24. Reach and foul on Richard Barron.
Richard Barron with his third foul. 2 more and he's gone if he fouls out. That would be a huge blow to an already struggling St. Ignatius team. He's got over half of their points in this one so far.
Niego gets walled off. Now Polanowski over to Smith. And an interception by Phoenix Gill, but recovered by Carroll. Carroll now pushing it downhill. Oh, and a big block there by Jackson Katecki. Carroll tried to win with finesse, but Jackson Katecki said not today, sending that one back with authority. Inbound to Polanowski, another 3. This time one way long, but Smith on the follow-up gets the friendly roll for 2.
That's what we like to call a shooter's touch right there, as it just rolls in and it gets Lyons at the 60-point mark.
Kemp pump fakes. Now I believe a two-pointer. Doesn't matter because it doesn't go in. Gill has it ripped away from Niego, and he's looking to push. Oh, a great pass for Carroll. Reverse layup is good. LT on top by 20 here in the semifinal. Pouring it on here in the fourth quarter. Gill, pull up. No good. Ignatius struggling offensively. Niego now, Polanowski underneath. And a foul called on Barron. I think that's his fourth. Now bad becoming worse here. Bad becoming worse here as Richard Barron is one foul away from fouling out. I don't think you can take him out at this point in the game, however. He's been their best player by far with 4 minutes to go. You have a big lead to erase as it almost just got bigger, and now it does. Carter Reed on the tip. The Lions just outworking the Wolfpack here. Largest lead at 22. Ray kicks in the corner. Kateki off the side of the backboard.
St. Ignatius looking so vulnerable, and this is the poorest I've seen them play, and just looking very human. This powerhouse, not what they usually are.
Connor Carroll forced to pick up his dribble. Full timeout called by Coach Sloan.
I mean, in this semifinal, I mean, this was a close game at half, and LT, we were honing in on what adjustments could St. Ignatius make, Gavin, but I think it's more LT has stolen the show here as they've changed some things up. If they've exploded in the second half, 22, they're up on the powerhouse St. Ignatius, and with 3:18 left, this game may be out of reach for St. Ignatius. Barring disaster, LT could have just punched their ticket to the Jack Tosh championship with that 3-possession run where they scored.
Yeah, you know, it almost looks like St. Ignatius has made adjustments the opposite way, because we've seen LT score points in ways that almost just looks like borderline laziness from St. Ignatius. Obviously, still a tremendous program, but we've seen opportunities of them just not getting back on defense and leaving guys open on the break. We talked about how St. Ignatius really needed to take the pace back, but that just has not happened here. And with 3:18 to go, it might be too little too late.
Almost looks like they took their foot off of the gas when you needed to go pedal to the metal here in the second half. When the third quarter didn't work out, you really thought you could lock it down in the fourth quarter. They made it a 16-point deficit, but then after that, they just completely imploded, and it has been all LT.
Niego to Carroll. Niego guarded by Gill. Niego getting in the lane again. Niego, pass was tipped by Barron and secured by Phoenix Gill. Gill, Euro stepping to the basket. No good. And Kateki on the follow-up. Gill still held without a field goal today. Got to be very frustrating for him.
Now a 20-point deficit for St. Ignatius. They're really going to need to lock in, and they're probably going to have to start fouling soon if they want to get the ball back in a timely fashion.
DeSimone, 2:20 remaining. Carroll just content to hold it. Niego.
Got Justin Scott playing on the perimeter. Something I don't think we've seen from Ignatius all tournament.
Lyons is holding the ball right now. Ignatius is needing to send pressure. Gill sends the double. Polanowski just clears it away to Niego, and now a foul by Gill. Wow, the Lions almost toying with the Wolfpack right now as they were able to hold it for a good minute along the logo here before the Wolfpack were forced to foul.
Yeah, the Lions really showing why they're the king of the jungle. I mean, absolutely dominating this powerhouse in this one. I mean, everybody thought St. Ignatius, it was going to be close, but everyone thought St. Ignatius was going to win, and the LT really showing why they have a very good chance to be this year's Jack Tosh champions.
Carroll to Polanowski, down low to Smith. Not even going to look for the shot here. Smith now, wow, LT looking like a well-oiled machine right now and met with appropriate applause. Coach Monroe begging for anything right now. Polanowski open, and they can't even get the ball away right now. Forced to foul, under a minute to go. And I haven't seen a dominant performance like this relative to the opponent than this in a long, long time. One of the best performances by the Lions that I've ever seen, as Coach Monroe waving the white flag, and LT met with a huge round of applause here. Subs coming on for both teams. For St. Ignatius, Sam Horenkamp, number 4, Trey Hayes, number 2, Tommy Bredeman, number 20, Richard Moran, and number 11, Philip Erickson. Polanowski hits on the first free throw. But in for the Lions now, number 30, Liam Taylor. I believe number 40, Brady Chambers, as Polanowski misses.
Such a crushing defeat for the Wolfpack here, as they came into the tournament. I read an article previewing the Jack Tosh. They came in as a team many thought were gonna meet with Rolling Meadows in the finals, as Rolling Meadows is the favorite, as the LT fans really letting the Wolfpack here at Channing overrated en route to this blowout victory in the semifinal game. 13 seconds as the clock winds down. I don't think I've ever seen a defeat that big. A garbage time basket for Tommy Bredeman right there, and that's gonna do it, folks.
Louis Kaminsky and Caleb Greer helped dribble the clock out, but that's gonna do it. An absolute blowout here in the semifinal as Lions dominated from tip to finish. Shaking hands. These are two elite basketball programs going at it, but Lions just got the better hand here in this semifinal. An incredible performance highlighted by Nick Polanowski, Jackson Diego, and Connor Carroll, all scoring north of 15 points for Ignatius. Richard Barron had another strong performance, scoring, I believe, 24, but it was not enough as the Lions rout the Wolfpack here 66-47, and they will be playing in their second consecutive Jack Tosh Holiday Championship. Quickly thanking our sponsors, Elmhurst Photo Boutique, family owned and community involved, Kelly Stetler of Compass Realty, and the Sutter Law Group for your personal injury and defense litigation. We want to quickly throw it over to Connor Troy as he's going to be interviewing Coach Sloan and likely a player from the Lions. But for now, I am Gavin Connolly. Thank you guys so much for watching. Final score here at the Campbell Gym, 66-47. Tune in next as for the other semifinal game. That's going to be Bolingbrook versus Rolling Meadows, all live on York Sports Network. Sending it to you, Connor.
I'll start with you first so you can get to the locker room. With Nick Polanowski. Nick, you had 19 points in today's victory. You were able to find your jumper early. What went into that?
Yeah, I think it was a great week of practice and a great following week of games here. I think step by step in every practice we do drills to get us ready for this stuff. You know, over the years I've done a lot to my jumper, but it really is these practices that lead up to it. You know, we give game effort, we give 100% in practices and it translates to games, so it's easy.
All right, one final question before I let you go. You, along with two of your other teammates, all had double-digit points. This was a very unselfish performance from you. You guys did a great job moving the ball around. How were you able to continue that in the second half?
Yeah, totally. I mean, we're all great, and I think we all love seeing each other succeed too, which is one of the biggest things. So you know, when one guy is going, it opens up another guy because all the defense is looking at that guy. So it was awesome to see other guys go get after it. You know, falling in love with other people's success makes it so easy. So to see those guys achieve stuff, it's great to see. So.
All right, well, congratulations. I'm gonna go let you enjoy your win. Good luck tomorrow. That was Nick Polanowski there. Now we're gonna have a moment to talk with the head basketball coach, Coach Sloan. And Coach Sloan, you guys were only up 6 at half, and you exploded really towards the end of the third quarter and the entire fourth quarter. What adjustments did you make coming out of the half that contributed to this big blowout win?
We didn't really. Hi, Connor. By the way, you guys are doing a great job here.
Thank you.
The only things that we talked about at halftime, and we talk about this with every game that we play, we can't give the other team easy stuff. They had 27 points at halftime. We needed to take away drives and offensive rebounds. Drives and offensive rebounds. If they hit contested jump shots, that's life. But we needed to prevent them from getting to the rim and then prevent them from getting second shots. We didn't really play much zone in the second half. We played mostly man, and multiple guys guarded number 23, Barron, who's just a load. I mean, St. Ignatius is really, really good. It was a total team effort on the defensive end. We did a much better job on the defensive glass in the second half. And as you pointed out with Nick, the guys really shared the ball in the second half. As St. Ignatius started to extend their defense and trap, we were able to find guys down the floor for layups and open shots and converted when we had opportunities. It was a total team effort on both ends of the floor.
All right, that's all I got for you today. Go enjoy the victory with your team, and good luck tomorrow in the championship game. That was Coach Matt. That was Coach Sloan of Lyons Township. They will play tomorrow, and the winner of the Bolingbrook and Rolling Meadows game, LT, with the blowout victory against St. Ignatius. And I'm Connor Choi with York Sports Network. Coming up shortly will be the Rolling Meadows Bolingbrook game, and announcing that game will be Joshua Melvin and TJ Sokaitis. You're watching York Sports Network.